Hello and welcome to BBC Election Night. We apologise for the delay there. Where do we even begin? First, I should probably begin with the ticker. I haven't actually brought that up, so I'll just bring it up for you now. There you are, there's the ticker. Unfortunately, our budget was decreased this year under whatever government, someone's, and now, yes, we have a less quality ticker, unfortunately. In reality, a lot of this was just put together in the last minute, so we weren't able to get it all done properly. But yes, it's been quite the election. We've had the Labour Party rebrand themselves to the Reform Party, a new leader in the Reform Party. However, interestingly, we have the same leaders of other parties. So, Social Democrats who changed their name from the Social People's Party to the Social Democrats, the Conservative Party and the Reform Party. Technically, Dan Puppy is a new leader. However, the he was only dismissed from his role, only to come back, I think, just a few days afterwards. Um, I apologise if my volume's been really quiet. I'm trying to sort that out now. Should be better, hopefully. But yeah, this quite the election, I have to say. It was very fiercely fought on all fronts. A record-breaking 90 votes were registered, so 94 to be exact. One was what's it called? Invalidated, and I believe this must have been the King's vote. But yeah, we saw a very different campaign from all the parties this year. They were all a lot different. First election of 2025, completely forgot. But there is definitely a lot to unpack here. So I will actually go to the previous leader of the Reform Party, Arthur Sunderland. What do you have to say about Archie's massive campaign and probably success in the election? Like the exit poll, which we will be releasing soon, definitely is in his favour. Just looking at the votes there. Right, that is a very good point to raise, and you can see in a lot of his manifesto, which is actually quite current. Did actually have quite a bit of scrutiny under the Social Democrats leader. You can see it all in the political feed, but there was definitely whether it was good or bad, it's up to view interpretation. But they did release a manifesto and were the only party to do so. But which could cause people to argue that they were in no right to criticise other parties. It is very important to remember. Yeah, it's very important to remember that this is a new leader, and no, yeah, you can kind of compare it to Tony Blair, who just came out of nowhere and really took the stage by storm there. Leader of the House of Lords. All of a sudden, he's almost guaranteed to become Prime Minister. I think the only way the Social Democrats are going to win this is a largest party, or no, not largest party, just enough, hung parliament, and to coalition with the Conservatives. Um, we can. I have gotten confirmation we can actually go to the exit poll soon. I would like to ask, Arthur, could you tell us about the previous election and the seats and such that were run there? That is a very fair point to raise. I think the Reform Party definitely, I think they'll definitely be falling from grace, as you might say, from the previous election, simply because all the parties have tried very, very hard this election. So we had, I would say it varies. We had a very big campaign from, like a campaign more centered around the manifesto, policies, etc. From Archie. We had a social democratic campaign that was more focused on calling out these policies. They also were very into debates. They were going into interviews and such with a very. I mean, I'm going to be biased here. I can't really say much. But they were they were debating quite a lot, and I believe the polls say that Reform won the official debate, but again, some people might argue that poll was rigged because, not rigged, but unfair considering multiple people voted in it, even though lots of them weren't actually present for it. But I would definitely say, going to the Conservatives, their campaign, you could say, was mostly lackluster. You didn't really see much. They do the usual. They'll put out one or two messages saying vote Conservatives, and that was it. Before I do reveal the exit poll, which will be done in just a second, I would like to also mention the Water Party. Now, I unfortunately didn't have time to put them on the counter,
It was
but
not there.
the Water Party, registered by Frank the Tank himself, actually a previous leader of the Conservatives, I'm pretty sure. He did very well in the fact that, well, no, I do think I should have added a ticker on for him, because personally I do think he's going to get one seat. Now, whether it's more than
No,
one seat,
no,
well, I still think that there was a chance
point.
that he would get one seat. But now that we are sitting at 90 seats, I would say it's less likely. Now, to go over to the exit poll, I mean, it's very different from last time. I think we had, wasn't it I think it's the the Social People's Party, who got a massive majority, and it turned out to be completely wrong.
Nobody got predicted a majority. I don't know what you're on about.
Oh,
What election are
oh
you
no,
talking?
yes, it was the last one. Yeah, my name is AKA. I swear it was the last one. Yep, AKA.
Um,
Oh, I'm
I
not
don't know
sure. It
what's
doesn't
going on.
matter.
So
Um,
over.
right. So I can announce the exit poll. I believe yes. I can say this is a hung parliament with 7 seats going to Reform, 4 seats respectively going both to the Social Democrats and the Conservative Party. I think in that poll we did to check how many seats they'd get. I believe the Tory got one or two more votes than the Social Democrats, but still ended up with 4 seats. So yeah, just to repeat, that is 7 seats to Reform, 4 seats to Tory, and 4 seats to the Social Democrats, which I think we could predict from that would end up as a Social Democratic government. With probably Devon Puppy Dab as Prime Minister, but it'd probably rotate considering we have the same seat numbers. Um, I mean, I'm just looking at the exit poll right now. There is quite a lot to unpack here. I mean, this does say that Reform, even though they've launched this massive campaign, they won't actually win the election. They will be the largest party, so technically
Say
they have
something
won.
quickly.
Mm, of course.
Like, the total turnout in this exit poll was, if I do the math correctly, 18 votes in the exit poll. So this is it's not the biggest exit poll, but it's the biggest in the group's history. But whether it tells us the truth is up for debate.
I mean, it's also important to mention, I think we had one vote for the Water Party under the in the exit poll, but I don't think they would have got any seats on that, or they weren't counted. Oh, I think Electoral Commission is actually contacting the BBC right now. It's coming through my earpiece. I think we're going to get the first result in any second now. Hopefully.
Hello.
Hello.
I am from the Electoral Commission, and I can confirm Northumberland has gone to the Social Democrats, and I shall now fill in the electoral map once I get these colours correct.
Right,
Just
so
give me
that
a
is
moment.
one vote to the Social Democrats. I'm trying to get. Forgot to put the numbers up. There's the numbers. So yes, it's currently one vote
You
to the
also
Social
forgot to go
Democrats.
to the
Oh,
man.
one seat. 0 seats to Conservatives and 0 seats to the Reform Party. Which isn't a lot because there's still 14 more seats to go, so we can't really say anything about this. I mean, the Social Democrats getting the first seat, it can kind of tell us that, in a statistic way, they were more likely to get this result, I
Button.
guess, in the way that it is calculated. So I think that they were, if you have more seats, then you are more likely to get, more seats consecutively. That's just how statistics work. But again, we cannot
Please can I
really say
butt
much. What? I can
can
barely hear you.
I
So
just say that Northumberland has never gone to the people who have not won the election before. So this could be good news for the Social Democrats.
also Northumberland is actually the seat that wins the elections. I mean, to get a prediction like that, first off,
It could be
it,
It's
false hope.
really
It could be
only
false hope.
Belwer.
but yes, again,
Never
there's not much to say really. Just statistically, Social Democrats might have more seats. Could just be random as well. So yeah, we just have to wait and see. Um, I mean, going back over to the table here, that was. I think I just want to mention now that I think we'll be getting a call in from the Reform Party leader at some point during this night. I don't think we have any representatives from other parties, so that is good. Oh, Archie can actually speak right now, the leader of the Reform Party. I mean, I think we'll call you a few times from here because I think just calling you on once when you have 0 seats isn't great. But anyway, it's enough waffling from me. Archie, are you with us?
Yes, hello.
I mean, what do you have to say about this prediction that the Social Democrats are going to win?
Um, this is just one seat. We expect to get more seats further into the election night, but I think we'll do pretty good.
Are you certain that you're going to win this election?
I'm not 100% certain, but I am confident we will win.
Do you think that'll result in a majority, or a very slim majority, I think, but do you think that'll result in a majority, or it'll be a hung parliament?
With all the campaigning that we have done with the only party with a manifesto, and we have done the most campaigning out the other parties, I believe that we'll get a majority.
Right, so that is a very big thing to also say a majority to the reform predicted by their own leader. I can't really get the Conservatives' opinion on this. I'm going to check general chat, and hopefully JJ's there, but he usually is during these times. He's saying a lot. No, he actually isn't here. I'm just going to quickly make sure. JJ, are you in general chat? Yeah, he's not in general chat. But that is, I would say that this is going to be a very close election, touching upon that. Oh, we do actually have the leader of the Unionist Party in chat. I would recommend speaking in general chat UK instead, but I think I am actually going to go back over to Archie, if available.
Yes, I am.
Right, so yes, the Archie, I do have to ask, with the Reform Party, have you got a deputy leader, and if so, who is it?
We already announced our deputy leader yesterday. He is the deputy leader of Reform UK and will be our proposed foreign secretary. That is, let me check. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but his name is Daslow or something like that. But I believe he'll do. I believe that if we do get into government, he'll do a great job since he has some experience in royal politics, and as far as I'm aware, he is great with foreign affairs too.
So I would like to ask, does that mean he's going to be your deputy prime minister?
Yes, he'll be deputy prime minister and foreign secretary.
Right, I just want to go back over to the subject of the Conservatives again. The thing about the Conservatives is they don't actually have a deputy party leader, they only have a party leader. And I'm not even sure if they have a chairman. I mean, technically
Yeah,
the Labour Party and the Unionist Party both don't have deputy leaders either, but... I'm actually, sorry, I'm just going to have to cut you off there. We are actually getting more results from the Electoral Commission. They are coming out right now, so, going back over to Emperor here.
The Electoral Commission has verified the results in Wales. We can confirm the seat is going to Reform. So that will be a Reform gain, I believe.
Right, so it's one-on-one between the Social Democrats and the Reform Party at this point in time. Again, I mean, this does predict that this will be a very close election. I mean, again, statistically, Reform after the Social Democrats, it would suggest actually that the Reform Party could also be in lead or in second. I mean, again, we cannot, say too much about these results. It's one seat, both. I mean, still have 13 seats to go, and hopefully we'll get seats a bit more seats every single time they're announced, because getting one at a time, it's a lot different to usually getting like 2 or 3 seats announced. I think last election we had like 4 every single time, so there's quite a lot of seats announced. So yeah, just to say that again, Reform has 1 seat, Social Democrats on 1 seat, Conservative and all other parties sit on 0. Again, I unfortunately could not declare. No, I couldn't add the Water Party, but yeah, again, they're not on any seats, and the Unionist Party is not actually participating in this election. Right, yeah, so going back over to the results, I would say, like, these, again, if we're just going off what they're saying, that would potentially suggest that the Social Democrats and Reform will be, the largest parties. However, I do think there is a chance that the Conservatives actually did do well during this election. So we can't say for certain that these parties will win, or one of them. But I think one thing to be sure is the Conservatives are going to be the one to make or break this election, whether it'll be the Social Democrats in government or the Reform Party. So I think if they got enough seats along with the Social Democrats, then yes, of course, it'd be a Social Democrat victory for them. But if they cannot get enough seats, the Reform Party would end up winning. So you could say that the success of the Social Democrats completely relies on also the Conservative, whereas the Reform Party has to kind of rely on themselves rather than other people. So I think I would actually like to go back over to Arthur. I just want to know, haven't we had a lot of, Conservative, Social Democrat coalitions, and how well did they actually do?
Well, we have and we haven't. This almost special relationship is quite a new thing. It's only existed since really July, August, and what we've seen then since then is about 3. Whether they've been successful, I'm not going to weigh in on that because I am impartial. But they're certainly common, and if there is a hung parliament, that's what I would put my money on.
I'm also going to ask, last election, I'm pretty sure it was not the last one, the previous one, before the reform, before Labour, I mean, at the time, won their massive landslide. Actually, no. No, when it was 10-10, a hung parliament that did not, it went to the Lords. Before that, am I right in saying the majorities from the Conservatives and the Social Democrats were very similar?
No, the Social Democrats always had significantly more seats.
So I meant the majority. It was a very large majority, or it was very small.
I honestly think it was too big. I think it was 2 or 3 seats.
So I think this would actually be a very big change from that, because usually, if they did usually when they partnered together, they'd have 3 more seats. This would probably just be a 1-seat majority, which could completely flip Parliament in in just one vote. Like I can confirm the Electoral Commission is back on the phone. They are ringing, and they are saying it was another result.
This is the election ringing back in from our office. We have finished and finalised the counting in Bath, and we can confirm that seat is going to the Reform Party, so that is another Reform victory in this election.
Right, well, second Reform seat. I will go to the Reform Party leader when we get one party to reach 3 seats, whether that's his own or one of the others. I mean, again, statistically, they would technically be winning just off stats. But then again, there's also the chance that these are just they're random, so we don't actually know. It's just probability and all. So yes, currently we have the Social Democrats sitting on a 1 seat, Reform with 2, and Conservatives still on 0, along with the other parties. So I would like to actually go back to Arthur. I'm not actually sure, but I don't think we've had any 1 seat majorities. Well, no, 1 seat governments winning by 1 seat. So could you tell us how you think one of those parts should go, and if we have actually had any before?
No. Typically, we have a 2-seat gap between the government and an opposition and a majority parliament. If one went, it would be very hard because in parliament, if one MP disappears, then your entire legislation for the week disappears. So I don't think it would be the greatest. I don't think either party should aim for it. It's a majority, yes, but it's a very small one, and it's not one that is really sustainable for a full 2-month term.
So you think either one of these parties would have to coalition? I mean, if the Reform got their majority of 8 seats, you think that they'd still have to form like a supermajority with the Conservatives, or do you think that they'd be fine to just continue as they are?
They would be able to form a government. Whether they would be able to govern is another question. Whether they would want to do it as well is debatable.
And whether we'd see the Conservatives going off and switching sides to Reform, it's not a possibility we've really considered, but it's definitely a possibility. We aren't. I mean, Jay is his own person; he can make decisions for himself, and he might decide that he'll change to a different party, especially if he's given a bigger role. I mean, maybe even being made prime minister, but I'm not sure it would be a good ask from the Reform Party, considering they would probably be the one with the majority. But I would like to actually say JJ is in chat. JJ, do you think you would do a? I mean, directly to you. Hopefully, you're tuned in the stream. Would you do a coalition? Actually, stream's delayed. Hold on. I've asked him the question. Hopefully, he'll respond soon. I mean,
Was that to me?
No. I'm just talking about JJ. If he does consider a coalition with Reform, he has said he doesn't know. So a coalition reform, a coalition with reform could actually be potentially on the table.
I think it's a long shot.
Yeah, I think definitely it's more likely they'd side with the Social Democrats, but there is still the chance that they do go with the Conservatives. I mean, I'm pretty sure every single time the Social Democrats have existed, the Conservative Party have been, well, the Social Democratic Party in general, being the Social People's Reform Party and such as well. Would you say that? I mean, I don't think they've actually had a single time where they haven't worked together, because they were very close in that kind of thing. So now it's enough of me waffling for just a tiny amount. We have Emperor again, the Electoral Commission representative. He is coming through with another seat. Again, if we get to 3 seats, any of the parties, I will be going to Archie. So this could be
so
3 seats to reform. Sorry.
Excuse me. Thank you. We have another seat confirmed, which is Suffolk, which will be going to the Conservatives, which is a win for them in this election.
Wow, okay, so going off these numbers, I mean, this could actually be representing the majority they have over the Parliament, with Reform just having that one extra seat to get them over the line. I mean, that's what the numbers are telling us right now. Again, it's just probability, so we can't say for sure. But currently, the Reform Party sits on a comfortable 2 seats, only not very comfortable. Right on the tails are Conservative and Social Democrats sitting at 1 seat. So this exit poll could actually be correct, saying that the Conservatives and Social Democrats have the same number of seats. Again, we can't confirm this or deny it. So, I mean, yeah, we just have to wait and see. I will actually go over to Discord again. I mean, this will be close. I think a Conservative Social Democratic government would be very unstable in it if they cannot fill the MPs, which Darren probably do actually get quite a lot of scrutiny under for just not being able to get MPs into the chamber. So we are currently seeing again the Reform Party just pulling ahead, like very slim. Again, which will probably be the majority too. If they do get a 3 seat majority, it would definitely surprise me. So, we do actually have to wait and see more results coming here. So, I mean, Arthur, do you have anything to say about this?
Well, what we're seeing is this is a 95 vote election, so for the Conservatives to get a seat, it shows that they've built a movement that maybe some people didn't think they had. Personally, I know many people doubted Jay, but he's proving me wrong, quite literally.
That is very true. Unfortunately, we do have to go back. Not unfortunately, but we do have more results in the Electoral Commission. So, Emperor, let's hear from you. Well, you've already put it on the map.
We've got Middlesex going to Reform and Northern Ireland going to the Social Democrats, which is gains for both parties in this election.
Oh wow, so just before we do go to Archie, because we now have 3 seats to reform, I'm sure that he's very happy to hear this. The Social Democrats are still hot on their tail. I mean, again, I think it's getting to a point in the election where, again, we can't make predictions, but we're getting to that point where we could be seeing one of these parties get halfway to reaching a majority. Majority. So, again, going over to Archie, you have, I think it's 5 seats until majority. What do you have to say? And not just on that, but about the entire results as well.
Yeah, we actually think it's great, and I'm talking with the team right now, and we are actually quite happy with the results so far.
I mean, yeah, I would be happy too. You're currently polling ahead according to the ticker here, saying 3 seats to you. What do you have to say about the Social Democrats being hot on your tail? They are only 1 seat behind, so it is a very, very close. Do you think they'll overtake you? Is there yeah, what do you think about it?
Again, I think we're a bit early in the election, so I think Reform will keep going from the exit poll that we saw, and I think we're doing actually quite well in seeing what from what we're seeing.
Yeah, because, I mean, in the exit poll, technically, it's not most in your favour, considering it does actually say you wouldn't have a majority there. Again, there is. Do you actually think that you would form a coalition with Conservatives, and do you think the Conservatives would form a coalition with you?
It depends. It depends if the Conservatives want to negotiate with us. If we have to form a coalition, we're willing to negotiate with any parties.
So you're even suggesting that a social democratic reform government could be on the table?
Yeah, I think it is on the table, but again, I think it depends how. I think it depends on the outcome of this election, depending if we get a majority or not, or if it's a hung parliament.
I think one thing to say is that's certain. We are going to leave you here for now, Archie. Again, we'll probably call on you later tonight. Especially if we get closer to majority. I think one thing to say for certain is the Conservatives. I think a lot of people are underestimating them, especially here in the stream as well. There is actually a chance they will pull through during this election. Now I haven't actually seen the graphs for a while, but I think Arthur makes most of them. But yes, it would be nice to see in addition to that graph. I think currently, if the graph kept going how it did, Conservatives and the Social Democrats will keep doing worse as Reform kept doing better. I think we have a voter calling in. I'm just gonna see if he picks up the call. The phone is ringing. Okay, whilst we wait, I do actually want to go over to Arthur here. Oh, he's gone from the table. Where have you gone? Right, I think he's currently not with us, unfortunately. Oh.
No, I am.
Oh, hold on.
I've just been kicked.
We'll quickly go to the Herb then. Hello.
Hello.
I would like to ask, why have you called in today?
I just wanted to share my thoughts and views on what I think about this.
So, who did you vote for? If you want to say.
I'd rather not say.
Okay. Do you think that in your choice you made the right decision?
Well, I'll find out once the election is finished. See what they are up to. Whatever.
Right, so, I mean, coming from a voter's point of... Oh, unfortunately we have the Electoral Commission back in our ear. We'll come back to you in just a second. So, I'll go to the Electoral Commission now. Hello.
Hello. The Electoral Commission has confirmed 2 more constituencies and their results, which is Bedford and Birmingham. Both of them have gone to Reform, so a double gain for Reform just now. I will add that to the map. Yeah, so quite big gains there for Reform. That map is looking very, what's the word? Teal, if that's their colour.
Yeah, so I would like to say I mean, something that's very different. Birmingham has actually gone to the Reform Party, which usually goes to the Social Democrats. I'm not sure if there'll be a recount there or something, but it is very often that the Birmingham does go to the Social Democrats. I think another thing to say is Northumberland always goes to Reform as well, so it's all kind of different. But I think, yeah, like I said, so 8 seats have been announced, which is officially the amount needed for a majority, but no party has a majority yet. If we enter the election here, that would be a hung parliament, and in fact, it would actually be a reformed majority. But then again, like I said, it's not confirmed. I'm just seeing. Oh yeah, I just like to confirm for the viewers. Under the Election Act proposed by the Social Democrats leader, it was changed to 16 seats in Parliament, but only 15 to actually go up for debate. So that would mean 15 seats that are decided in the election, and the 16th goes to the Speaker. So when the House of Commons elects a Speaker, they get a seat, and then the party that may have been representing them can fill in that seat themselves. So I would like to say, actually, we do have 2 phone-in calls, so I should probably stop waffling and go over to them. Again, I would like to ask Behaviors quickly. You have said that you just have to wait and see for the results. Do you think that each party has fought very hard in this election, or do you think there's very clearly a winner out of all of this?
I believe that they all fought very hard, and I'd like to congratulate to whoever wins the election.
I mean, currently we could actually say the Reform Party is going to win. I mean, it's a very big lead. It would have to be a lot of effort for Social Democrats and the Conservatives to pull through from this. I think we'd need 5 more seats distributed by either of them. No, 6 seats by either of them to get a majority, and I think there are only 7 seats up for debate. So that would be not up for debate, up for election. So it is close. It's very, very close. The Reform Party only needs 3 more seats, but again, it is just the roll of the dice. We can't say for sure whether Reform gets the next seat or not. So I'm actually going to call up Artemis now, another caller. Hello, are you with us?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that you weren't here in the group last election?
What?
During the last election, were you in this group 2 months ago?
No.
So I would like to actually touch on that point. Am I right in saying Archie invited you to the group?
I am in the group.
No, but did Archie invite you, or was it off your own accord?
Archie, yeah.
Yes, so that is another point to touch upon. The Reform Party has definitely done one thing, and that's increased the party, the amount of people in the country. I mean, I'll have to ask you personally, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
You see, I was in a group recruiting plaza where I saw the stand, and the stand itself was really appealing. So, they did a really good job at recruiting, actually.
I think I'm also allowed to say that they have actually all parties have decided, at least 2 parties, I believe, Conservatives and Reformed, have confirmed that they will not be using group recruiting plaza next election. I think there will also be new
They're passing legislation.
Yeah, they're passing legislation to change this. I was about to ask your opinion on that, but I do actually have the Electoral Commission calling. So going back over to Emperor, let's hear the results.
Yeah, so we've got 2 more results coming in, both confirmed and verified. The southeast coast of England has gone to the gone to the Conservatives, and Berkshire has gone to the Reform Party. So both parties making quite good gains there in England and South East England, respectively.
That is big. That's 2 seats off of a majority for Reform there. That's I'm gonna ask Karachi up for that one. You have 6 seats at the moment. Do you think that can you say for certainty that you are going to win this election now?
I think we'll win this election for sure by a majority. Yeah. I mean, we're doing really good. I think we'll I think that will go we'll even that will even pass. Yeah, I think we're actually doing quite well. Yeah.
Now, I would like to ask a more controversial question, really. Do you think that's wrong to use group recruiting plaza to get people to vote for you? And actually, I'll ask the follow-up question after.
Answering your question, Dan. There's actually no legislation preventing parties from.
No, but morally, do you think it's correct or wrong?
I think if there's no legislation about preventing you from recruiting from group plaza, then I think it's good because we're getting more members for the UK, and we're getting we're getting some members for our party and members for the UK. So I think it's a win-win.
Now, with that, would it be correct in saying that you are not going to do this next election?
Sorry, repeat that.
Will you still be doing group recruiting plaza next election?
Of course, we'll always commit to group recruiting plaza, and in our manifesto we're going to be doing group in Plaza Connect as well, aka group recruiting plaza to recruit army personnel to
No, for votes. Do you think you'll still be using it next election?
Can I
for
just
votes?
interrupt here?
Oh, sure.
In Reform's manifesto, you promised to ban people campaigning outside the United Kingdom. So will you commit to banning GRP for all future elections in terms of getting votes?
Sorry, I just
course
need
we'll-
to interrupt here. Emperor has said there are more results coming in, so we will get an answer to that question very shortly. So, Emperor, let's hear the results.
Yes, so we're now entering the final part of the election cycle, you could say. I've got Liverpool here, which is going to Reform, so another Reform gain there. And then in the Scottish Highlands, there is the gain there for the Social Democrats. And it's important to note, the Scottish Highlands have been a relative stronghold for the Social Democrats, so no surprises there, really.
Right, I think it's safe to say the Social Democrat and Conservative HQs are both panicking very much right now because this Reform is 1 seat off a majority, whereas the Social Democrats and the Conservatives, they're still 3 seats off. I'm just going to quickly do the maths. They would have to get every single seat from this point to win. Oh yeah, that's simple to see. Yeah, they'd have to get every single seat next to win this election. So it's very close actually, because that has to be 3 seats. So there's 3 seats left, and statistically, I'm not too sure who they go to. I mean, it's saying Reform, but right now we just genuinely don't have an answer. So yes, let's go back to Archie for the answer to that question. Will you be banning during elections, getting people to vote for your party from Group Recruiting Plaza?
Sorry.
Will you be banning Group Recruit Plaza during election times to get people to vote for your party?
Well, as laid out in our manifesto in the election part, we will introduce some legislation for the Election Reform Act, which will reform elections and group recruitment plaza especially, and we'll be working with the Electoral Commission closely on that legislation, and we'll have meetings with them on how we can implement this and the kind of the suggestions that they can give to us.
So if they suggest you to not ban it, you won't.
If they suggest us to ban it, then we'll happily ban it. But we will let parties campaign group recruiting plaza, not to gain votes, but to just generally campaign for their party, for party membership or stuff like that.
Right, I see. I mean, coming in more election results now, I would just like to remind everyone watching at home, one more seat. This could be going to Reform. If it goes to Reform, the election's over, Reform has won a majority. So we are going back over to Emperor. Emperor, do you
So-
have...
Yes, I do.
to it?
I have more results, thank you. I can confirm that the southern Scotland is going to the Social Democrats, and
Keeping us on the
that
edge of our seats
Dorset.
here.
Hmm?
Oh, so it's keeping
Uh,
us on the edge of our seats.
Oh yes, and of course, yes, and I can confirm Dorset will be going to the Reform Party, which has given them a parliamentary majority, and they can comfortably form a government.
I mean,
I have one more
comfortably...
result after this.
Right, okay, so I think comfortably would be a bit of an overstatement there. That's the results. We have a Reform majority government, whether it be a 1-seat or a 2-seated government, we don't know yet, but Reform has a majority. So that's I mean I'm not sure what to say about that. I think you can tell. I mean, we have been talking to Archie for a while. I will ask you one more question about the results before I'll be going over to the Home Secretary. Archie, what do you have to say to the people as the new potential Prime Minister?
Well, firstly, I would like to thank the British public for them for putting trust into us to deliver. And secondly, I would like to thank my team, particularly at Reform HQ, and people who have worked with me. And I can happily say the team's really happy about it.
Right, so Artemis, I would like to call you up because this is actually a very pressing issue in the UK right now. How are you going to improve the public services?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
So you are now, well, you are probably going to be the Home Secretary at this point, considering your party has one government. What are you going to be doing to help fix the public services?
Do you want me to give a Roblox reply or like a real life inspired reply?
Roleplay, Roblox.
Okay. So first of all, we need to increase funding in the in public services. It's actually the government has done a bad decision lately by defunding the NHS because they have helped our country tremendously
So I would like to just say
quarantine
that was
time.
your own party's government.
Well, not really, okay? We were Reform was never officially elected into the government. We never did the defunding of the NHS.
So you're right? Okay, I see.
Excuse me.
That is all. Yes, I am
hi.
going to now. Calm down.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was a joke, obviously. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I was genuinely joking. Yeah, we're going to
Really
go over to Emperor now. I was joking. I swear, I was joking.
I'm gonna get through this without crying. Okay. Okay. So final result, Norfolk, which will be going to the Reform Party, which has given them 9 seats, which is a very a beautiful majority, I'd say. I'm sure Archie is very proud of what he's done this election. He's worked very hard, I think many people will say, and you know, very he's continuing the legacy of his predecessor, which is very good for this country.
Alright, I mean,
Subjectively.
that's the results. Wow, another 2 months of a reform government. That'll be 6 months probably, potentially 7, as there's been talks of making it go to March. So that is 9 seats going to the Reform Party, 2 to the Conservatives, and 4 to the Social Democrats. There's not even a close majority. No, it's not a close majority anymore. I mean, it's still close, but not as close as it originally was. And a lot of people predicted that it was going to be Social Democratic Conservative 1 seat off. I mean, how even the exit polls said that Reform wasn't going to win. They were going to be the largest party, but probably not get into government. But I mean, that's wrong. So I mean, that is all we have to say from the BBC now. Thank you everyone for coming up, for ringing in. Thank you, Emperor, who was lovely on the map, our electoral commissioner on the site. Arthur Sunderland, who was kind of like a historian, reporting on things that happened in the past. And then finally, Mr. Devon9 for just sitting there and looking handsome as he always does. So yes, I would like to thank you all for watching BBC Election Night. I was looking in at the numbers. I think we had a peak of 11, which was nice to see. So yes, thank you for everyone for watching. The Reform government has won by 2 seats. That is a Reform majority. Conservative getting 2 seats, 4 to the Social Democrats. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful night.